You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got a couple of things on the docket. We're going to talk about exactly where Shedeur Sanders is in the sporting world landscape in the United States. And what I can tell you, just from having this channel, this does not shock me at all. At all. Where he ranks among all of the athletes in the United States on Google, the Google Trends. This is for 2025, the entire year. The most trending athletes, most searched athletes in the United States. The other thing we're going to talk about is the next Cleveland Browns head coach. And I think it's a very interesting name. Now, here's the problem. If the Steelers are to end up getting rid of their coach, I think one of the big contenders is going to be Mike McCarthy. However, I think the same guy we're going to talk about for the Browns is going to be a massive contender with Pittsburgh too. Because he's got NFL experience, there's NFL ties, and yeah, so we'll get to that in a second. Shedeur Sanders is the number one trending athlete on Google for all of 2025. I can't say this shocks me. I can tell you just from this channel that in some cases Browns videos get they're coming a little bit back to the pack now with the Steelers and the Raiders and a lot of the teams we talk about. But for the great majority of this year, Browns videos would out garner any other subject, any other team. Shedeur Sanders videos 5-1. All right, meaning if I had a Steelers video get 5,000 views, I'd have a Brown Shedeur video get 25,000 views. All right. This kid is a magnet for interest. I mean, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So here we go. Google released its year in search trends Thursday. The Cleveland Browns quarterback was the most searched athlete of the year and the sixth highest searched person overall, not athlete. In right here, I went to the actual main source. This is Google Trends, and you see the top searches among people. Shedeur Sanders is right there, one spot above Bonnie Blue. Good God. I mean, seriously. Wow. But that shows you right there where Shedeur Sanders stands, not just among sports, but among people in general. Shedeur Sanders was number one. Terrence Crawford, the boxer. Number two, Cooper Flagg. Cam Scattaboo, running back for the New York Giants. Micah Parsons, we all know. Now, a lot of this can be centered around specific times of the year, too, far as like 3 or 4 huge stories a year blew up the person above everybody else. All right. Jackson Dart, number 6, the Micah Parsons trade was a big one. Sophie Cunningham, not Angel Reese, not Caitlin Clark. Sophie Cunningham was number 7. Shiloh Sanders. Wow. I'm surprised Dion's not on here. Jalen Carter, Justin Rose. And I believe Justin Rose, that would have been centered around the Masters is what I would guess. That's what I would think. And I actually am kind of surprised Dion, uh, considering Shiloh and Shedeur's on here. I'm sure a lot of that was centered around, I can tell you, the draft. All right. The draft and the aftermath of the draft. But we know Shedeur was plummeting, and that got a ton of. We launched the football channel, and in 2 weeks, this channel was monetized because of Shedeur Sanders. Our fastest, far and away, our fastest channel to ever get monetized is this channel, and it's not even close. I mean, some of the other channels that are big now, hell, we had those channels for years before they ever got monetized. So let's just come down here. Cleveland is 3-9, still has zero answers offensively. Zach Jackson of The Athletic outlined why new starting quarterback Shedeur Sanders deserves a bit more time to prove himself as a viable option, while the rest of the offense, including Kevin Stefanski, does not. The story of the day is that the Browns are just bad, have completely wasted a strong defense and embarrassed themselves versus the Niners. Last year, the Browns went 3-14 with a horrible defense, a quarterback carousel, and long-term worries about roster quality. This year's Browns are similar in many ways and worse at punt coverage. This offense stinks out loud, even with Sanders showing some levels of promise, and tight end Harold Fanning and running back Quinshawn Judkins putting up strong numbers. Quick turnarounds are possible in the NFL, particularly given parity. Mike Vrabel has the Patriots at 11-2. Ben Johnson has the recently hapless Chicago Bears 9-3. Coaching is everything in this league, folks. Everything. Browns field one of the better defenses in the sport and have some pieces on offense. As such, hiring the right coach who can find the right quarterback could have Cleveland competing in a real way come next season or 2027 at the latest. It is possible that Marcus Freeman, the lead man at Notre Dame, could be that guy. He is getting a lot of buzz in the NFL. Browns fan will no doubt be familiar with Freeman, who has coached the Fighting Irish back to relevancy just a 4-hour jaunt down Interstate 80. Notre Dame is currently projected as the number 10th seed in the college football playoff per ESPN and has won 10 games in a row following 2 consecutive losses to ranked opponents to begin the year. The team made it to the college football title game last season, losing to Ohio State. Freeman, 39, coached 1 game in 2021 and took over the full-time duties. He's 43-12 and 5-2 in bowl games, including 3 wins last postseason. NFL teams, including the Bears last year, have inquired about Freeman in recent years amidst his meteoric rise in coaching. From his first graduate assistant job at Ohio State in 2010 to his appointment as head coach of one of college football's most iconic programs. Tom Pelissero wrote on November 19th, he's an engaging presence who will win the interview if and when he's willing to take one. And we know we don't have to go into people calling for Stefanski's head for a lot of different reasons at this point. I think just the idea of, at this point, something different. But, there's mixed reports out there. Jeremy Fowler and Albert Breer both came out, believes Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski are safe. Tony Grossi this morning said that he thinks Stefanski could be out and that they could be out. Berry too. And I was like, wow. And that was quite the change from previous reports. Now, I'm going to mention a trend that can happen. A lot of times, coaches that are in trouble, the national media starts saying, oh, no, they're good. And then at the end of the year, they're not good at all. So I would keep that in mind. But Marcus Freeman, that's interesting. Here's your problem. If the Steelers move on from Mike Tomlin, you're going to be competing with the Steelers to possibly get Marcus Freeman, because that's a guy they are definitely going to look at. Him and Mike McCarthy, both teams are going to look at hard. The Giants could look at Marcus Freeman too. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.